Good morning, children. Now we are going to discuss the exercises from this lesson, Father, Dear Father. First, under the task for summative assessment, we have under bit A, what have you understood? And which in the A bit we have got some questions. Let us see the first question. What does the boy think of in the letter? What does he think of? Yes? In the letter he thinks of, or the boy thinks of, how to make practical use of the knowledge that he has gained in the classrooms. How to make use of the knowledge that he has gained in the classroom in his day-to-day life. Now, second question, distinguish between, distinguish means what? Explain the difference. Distinguish means explain the difference between. Between thinking and musing, and knowledge and wisdom. Of course, you can use your dictionary to write your answer. These answers will be sent to you in the form of key to your WhatsApp number. Question number 3, list out the practical applications of learning the boy looked for in his studies. What are the practical applications of learning? First, he wanted to know how to make use of a pesticide to save his rose plant. Then he thought he should be able to make his own desk from the carpenter's tools that he had with him. These are the practical applications of learning the boy looked for. Question number 4, what is the attitude of the teachers towards the learners and learning as illustrated in the text? What is the attitude of the teacher? Generally, teachers say whatever they teach is correct. As we discussed in the lesson, children, sometimes the teachers also may be wrong. But the teacher always says that whatever he teaches in the classroom, the students have to accept. That is the attitude of the teachers towards the learners and the learning experiences. Now, question number 5, is the boy angry, thoughtful, arrogant, or anguished? You have to tick the correct answer there. Is the boy angry there with his father? Is he thoughtful? Is he arrogant? Arrogant means proud. Is he anguished? Means feeling sorrow? Yes, he is anguished there. Because you can see that there, in the last 2 lines, your eyes will not see this anguished plea, my father. With how much sorrow in my heart I am writing this letter, you will never be able to see, father, because you are far away from me. So, we can say from that the boy is anguished. And in the B part, we have got some statements. We have tried T for true statements and F for false statements. First point, first sentence, the boy's rank slipped from the first to second. Is it true or false, children? The first sentence. In true or false? First sentence is true. Yes, the boy's rank slipped from the first to second. Sentence number 2, the boy thinks that his father is his friend, philosopher and guide. No, he never thinks like that. He already says that I never consider or think of you as my friend or philosopher and guide. So, the second one is a false statement. Let us see the third sentence. According to Rahul's grandfather, studies are subordinate subjects. Yes, it is true. Rahul's grandfather says living and experiencing are more important than studies. Sentence number 4, the boy's grandmother is highly educated. No, she is semi-illiterate. So it is a false statement. Fourth one is a false statement. Let us see the fifth sentence. The boy knew how to use pesticides to save his rose plant. No, he did not know how to use. It is a false statement. Last one, sixth one. Rahul wants to traverse new worlds, new fields. Yes, he wants to traverse. Traverse means what? Travel or explore new worlds and new fields. Okay, children, these are the true or false statements answers. Next, let us go to language news. The grammar part here is if I were. How to make use of this phrase? If I were. If I were to meet Newton face to face, I would fail to recognize him. Look at that structure of the sentence, children. If I were to meet Newton face to face, I would fail to recognize him. Sentence 2, if I were a bird, I would fly. So, in these, the underlined parts, if I were to meet Newton, face to face, I would fail to recognize him. Look at the underlined parts there. If I were a bird, I would fly. So, these underlined parts are called conditional clauses. If I were to meet and if I were are imaginary conditionals because the actions mentioned in these clauses are unlikely to happen. They are not likely to happen. Can you meet Newton now? No possibility because Newton is no more. He died hundreds of years back. So, if I were to meet Newton face to face, suppose Newton suddenly appears in front of me, I would fail to recognize him because I am so busy learning about him. Is it not satiric, children? If I were a bird, I would fly. Can you become a bird immediately on this spot? Is it likely to happen? No. But if I were a bird, I would fly. Now complete the following sentences using your imagination. If I were the Prime Minister, what would you do if you were the Prime Minister? You have to complete the sentences using your own ideas or your own imagination. Suppose you want to write like this, if I were the Prime Minister. I would offer free education and medical care to all the people in the country. Like this, you have to create your own ideas, imagination, and write, if I were the Prime Minister. You have to use your own ideas. If I were a doctor, you can say, if I were a doctor, I would treat the poor people without charging any money. Like that, you have to. If I were a doctor, I would. If I were a teacher, I would. If I were to meet God, I would ask Him. If I were a good boy or a girl, what you would do? All these things, use your imagination, use your own ideas and complete the sentences. Okay, children? In the second part, next part, we have WH words as adverbs. how WH words, generally which are called question words, how they can be used as adverbs. In this, we are going to discuss. Look at the sentences given there. I asked my biology teacher what I should do to save it. I asked my biology teacher what I should do. Look at this, what is underlined there? Once I asked grandmother how she got to be wise, so wise. So the words in the above sentences, what and how, are used to give additional information about the action words or verbs such as do and got. Here, do and got. See, what I should do. This gives an additional information about this action word do. Now, complete the following sentences with the WH words given in the box. In the yellow box, children, you can see there are 6 WH words. When, where, why, which, whose and who. Now, let us fill in the blanks in the 6 sentences here with these words. The stranger asked me, dash I lived. Because we are talking about a place. Live means what? A place in which we live. So we write the word where in the first blank. The first blank we have to write the word where. The teacher asked, dash book that was. Whose book that was? Generally teacher will ask you, dear children, whose book is like this? Question sentence number 3. Ram asked her, dash she would return from her work. When she would return from her work. We are talking about time here when we use the word when. The principal asked, 4th sentence, the principal asked Rahul why he was late to school. He was asking the reason for Rahul coming late to the school. So we have to write why. Sentence number 5. Dash of the colors do you like the most? Blue or green? Which of the colors? When you give a choice between two, you have to use the word which. Which of the colors do you like the most? Blue or green? Sentence number 6. My father asked dash ate the apple. Who ate the apple? Okay? Now, in the C bit, we are going to discuss word now or vocabulary. There are 5 words for these meanings on the list on the right. Meanings are given on the left side, list of words are given on the right side. You can see the words there. To fib means to tell a trivial lie. Frustration, disappointment. Transgression means violation. To muse means to reflect on. Topsy-turvy, upside down. Topsy-turvy means upside down. Adamant, stubbornly resolute. Strung, sensitive or excited. Okay, children? Now complete the following sentences with suitable words on the box given below. All these words are given there in the yellow box there, and we have to fill in the blanks with those words. The spectators were rather dashed about the final match. Generally, how do the spectators feel when they are going to watch a final match? They feel excited. So you have to write the word excited there. E-X-C-I-T-E-D in the first blank. My brother always argues that whatever he says is right. He is very dash in nature, adamant in nature. He is adamant, means stubbornly resolute. There was dash in Rohini's eyes as she didn't get a rank in the test. There was frustration, disappointment. Lizards crawl dash on the rooftops, upside down on the rooftops. Our professor says that most of the subjects we learn are useless. Is he fibbing? There was a dash of a rule, so the match was cancelled. Traverse of the rule. All these meanings are given there in your textbook, children, so you can go through the meanings even. Now, under next pronunciation, look at the underlined parts in the following words. Under pronunciation. Look at the underlined parts there, ADVISE. What is underlined there? Yes. MUSE. Look at the pronunciation of that letter there. Yes, in all these words. Can you read these words, children, aloud? Advise. Listen to me carefully how I am pronouncing these words. Advise, muse, rise, praise, fuse, wise, busy. Means in all these words, S is pronounced as Z. Can you understand from my pronunciation that in all these words, S is pronounced as Z, children? Next one, using a dictionary and then writing skills and listening skills. All this will be sent to you through WhatsApp. With that, we come to the end of this lesson, children. Thank you very much.